Hi everybody, my name is Kirk Hamilton. This is Staying Healthy Today show, but I'm actually going to mix it with the Slopping Vegan Cooking show. I wanted to do a little topic that came up with my granddaughter today. I was in San Francisco, was on the beach with them, hiking around, and we got back and I talked about eating well during this epidemic. And she said, why don't you call it quarantine cooking? And I thought that was a great idea. And so one of my pet things about the COVID-19 pandemic is this. Everybody agrees on one thing, that the people that die are usually elderly and have comorbidities. Those are heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, chronic lung disease, immune deficiency, and cancers. So if those things were wiped out or dramatically reduced, then we wouldn't have these elderly people going into the ICUs and needing all this intensive care. If we had healthy rest home individuals eating good food that didn't have a lot of these comorbidities, we'd have a dramatic reduction in probably the need to even shut down, because these are the reasons that we don't want to overwhelm our hospital system. That's the biggest reason for the shutdown. So I think it behooves us, as we stay at home, and I've even thought before this, that we have to improve the lifestyles that reverse heart disease, diabetes, obesity, chronic lung disease, the risk to cancers, and help us functionally age very well. And so I have my bias, but it's a scientifically backed bias. The more we eat whole food plant-based, like the longevity cultures of the world of the blue zones, they're about 90-95% plant-based. Animal food is a condiment. And the more we do that, the more we reverse these diseases, and therefore the increased risk to our elderly population with all these comorbidities. And even different ethnic groups. I'm going to show you a couple things on here. And so one of the things I wanted to show you what I made tonight. So this was leftovers. That was brown rice and black beans that I had the other night with some vegetables in it. But I went into Costco today and I felt like a veggie burger. I just felt like eating a veggie burger. So I have this Alvarado sprouted bread, and I tried to find a veggie burger. A lot of times they have hidden dairy products and things in them, but this one didn't have animal products in them. It was had different types of vegetable protein in it. So I don't do it all the time, but I just felt like I wanted one. So I put avocado in there. So this is a higher fat diet that might be practiced by Dr. Ornish and Esselstyn I know it is, to reverse heart disease. But if you're going to get your fat, get it in the food. Don't have it poured on the food or in the food like an oil from some processed food. So it's got beets in there. Again, we talked about those yesterday to increase nitric oxide. It's got spinach in there, good greens again. It's got onions and shiitake mushrooms on top of the patty. And so then I got more spinach here. And then I'm going to have my nice beer, because I feel like having a beer, because it's in the high 90s today in Sacramento, California. So if you want to follow up, here's the one thing that I always want to send you to the literature. So the theme is that a whole food plant-based diet, and we always say whole food because you can eat junk plant food, but whole food plant-based diets prevent and reverse these chronic diseases, which equal the comorbidities for COVID-19. Now, if you don't believe me, heart disease, hypertension, chronic lung disease, diabetes, obesity, immune deficiency, the best site to go to is ornish.com. If you go to ornish.com and click on menu, click on research, you will have a list of his one diet program, and he does stress reduction, exercise, some group therapy in conjunction with his mostly whole food plant-based diet. And it's a very low-fat plant-based diet. It's about 10%. And when you go to this site, you will see studies and you will see the condition. You'll see telomeres for aging. You will see cancer. You will see prostate cancer. You will see heart disease. You will see cholesterol. You'll see diabetes. You'll see depression. You'll see weight loss, etc. And there'll be a study of that program showing prevention and or reversal of those conditions, which is exactly the comorbidities. So there is a diet pattern that can help reduce these comorbidities, which is the reason we are shutting down our whole economic system because we're afraid that we'll overwhelm our hospital systems and too many people will die. But if our elderly were healthy and if our rest homes were more healthy, eating good food, it wouldn't be an issue. So that's one website. The other website, if you want to look at it, is dresselton.com. So Dr. Esselstyn is very famous for his heart disease reversal program. And you can read his excellent papers there, and that's it. You go to dresselton.com, articles, and then click on articles and books. If you want to, so one of the things we've heard about is the African American community having a very high risk to these comorbidities and an increased risk of succumbing to the COVID-19 virus. Well, one of my favorite things, if you go to healthylivingforbusypeople.com, which is my site, you click on the heart disease tab. And then you go to Physicians Heart Disease Reversal Videos. It's a big red headline about a third down the page. You're going to see, just watch those 4 or 5 videos. You're going to see an African-American cardiologist in Houston, Texas, Baxter Montgomery, show reversal of heart disease, heart failure, diabetes. These are the big comorbidities in a high African-American population in Houston, Texas. You're also going to see Eric Adams, the president of the Brooklyn Borough, African-American. He is now the president of the Brooklyn Borough. He was a state senator. Before that, he was a New York City police officer, had terrible diabetes, and reversed it within 3 months on a whole food plant-based diet. So what I'm trying to get at is that ethnic community, it's not just because they're African-American, they have some genes that they're going to get sick quicker. It's that the environment that they're in sets them up for unhealthy lifestyles, but it can change. So you watch those 4 or 5 videos and they'll bend your head a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to take a bite of this huge thing. And now I would talk with my mouth full when I'm doing these things. I have my leftover brown rice and spinach, and I threw some organic spinach in there that I water stir fry. You can actually just take in a non-stick pan, throw the spinach in there, put herbs and spices on it, put just a little bit of water, and just kind of quickly stir fry it, and it'll work out great. So that's really good. I'm going to taste my beer. We can whip this thing, okay? Waiting for a vaccine, waiting for a super drug, you can do it, but right now you can change your lifestyle and your loved one's lifestyle to reduce these comorbidities and make COVID-19 much less lethal. And we can get on with our lives. Okay, talk to you soon. Go to stayinghealthytoday.com or healthylivingforbusypeople.com. You have a great day. Talk to you soon.